From 1530 to 1780, over 1 million white Europeans were enslaved by Africans. This is their story.
These slaves are in great health, strong, zero disabilities.
I've got ADHD. Not all disabilities are visible, and I do find the work environments quite overstimulating.
Also, I'd like to say that I suffer from lots of social anxiety, so having a room with lots of people, my social battery gets drained incredibly quickly.
Yeah.
So
I've also got eczema as well on the back of my knee.
So
what do I feed them? White bread, any bread, simple.
Sorry, I'm actually gluten intolerant, so I'm trying to cut sort of processed carbs out of my diet. If I'm going to have bread, maybe like a rye bread or something like that.
And while we're on the topic, I'm trying to cut out dairy. I get quite gassy after cheese.
Yeah. So yes,
I can reintroduce it maybe later if it.
Ideally, we could have like 5 ferments a day. That's good for guts. So like sort of like a.
To be fair though, bro, I don't feel I can afford both of them with the trainer budget right now. It's too much. That is the beauty of the white slave. You give them one pair of shoes, they never change them again. What, so you're telling me they get the dirty Jordans and they just leave it? That's how they like it.
The only thing we ask is that the shoes have a sensible heel.
Ankle support.
But to be honest, if you buy a sensible pair of shoes, you shouldn't have to replace them.
For years. They'll last for life. Yeah. Any mountain warehouse will repair them if they get damaged.
So.
And don't just save money on the trainers. On the cloth, you can buy small cloth because they all have very small cocks.
No, they're not tiny. Excuse me, we're tall men.
Tall.
They just look small because
proportionally.
Yeah. They're not big cocks.
I wouldn't want to brag about it.
Yeah.
No.
But they're not. We're just tall.
Just to clarify.
If we were short, they'd look normal sized.
It's about perspective, really.
Yeah, it's a perspective thing.
They're small cocks. The only thing though, bro, they've been talking a lot. They don't seem the most obedient, are they? Watch this. Catch.
Give that here! My mayonnaise! That's my mayonnaise! That's my mayonnaise!
The only thing, bro, look at them. They're bare screwy. Look at their vibe. It's off. How am I going to guarantee them keep morale when I'm playing them in the field? That's the thing. Their music is very important to them. Yes, it boosts their morale, boosts the white spirit. It's called a Caucasian spiritual.
I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo.
Oppressive on the ear.
What the hell am I
doing? Offbeat, but they move upwards as well.
I'm so sorry.
Wake me up inside.
Can't wake up.
Lights will guide you home.
And
you know what?
ignite.
You showed me. I'll take the one with a really small cock.
Well, that would be him.
Who's the one with the small cock?
Well, I'm taller, so it's not actually smaller. It's
taller.
Average size.
I'm taller with a smaller cock. No, I mean, I'm taller with a bigger cock. No, not what I said. I take that back.
Welcome back to Finn vs. History. I'm joined by Horatio Gould.
Fuck you, master.
And this is explosive.
Yeah.
Today we're talking about the history of white slavery.
Yes.
Now that is not African slavery from the white perspective.
Nope.
We will be touching that.
Yes.
But today we are talking about when whites were enslaved. And I didn't know, I knew a bit of this, but not all of it.
Yeah.
And my God.
And it's never been more relevant.
If not now, then when? Okay? This story is genuinely explosive.
Yes, and it's also the selective history that you should be bringing up at every family gathering.
If you want to get out of dinner parties, pull this ripcord now. The information we're going to give you will lose your entire social circle overnight.
I told my dad, making small talk, said, what episode are you doing next week? I said, we're doing white slavery. Oh, you mean the Barbary Pirates? He's already... he's done all the... Elon Musk has shared it on his Twitter. This is all...
Well, listen, we are getting into... There's 2 types of hum, actually, aren't there?
Yes.
There's the sort of safe, nerdy... that's how... And then there's the sort of more Errol Musk hum, actually.
Yes,
well,
obviously.
Obviously,
tired of being white and black.
Common knowledge, obviously. And that is what we're in danger... We're in danger of giving some terrible people some violent ammunition with this episode.
There is a genuinely interesting history that isn't talked about, but how you use that history...
That's up to you. That's up to you. We can only give you the information. Okay, what you do with it is up to you, but not in our name.
It's a very dangerous hum. Actually,
this is absolute. This is weapons grade history. Okay, this is not to be trifled with. I'm putting a trigger warning now.
Yeah.
If you were ever thinking about going to the Unite the Kingdom rally, do not listen to this episode.
Please,
we don't need this stuff. Okay,
it's too good.
This is absolute radioactive material. Now, the origins of white slavery. It should be said in
This does sound like a GB News segment.
Yeah. I've done my best.
We've just had someone dressed up as Winston Churchill. We were in tears speaking to an actor pretending to be Winston Churchill. That segment's over. Now, for the origins of white slavery.
I've done my best visually to try and counteract some of the seriousness.
Yeah, we try to go as gay as possible so you can see that
But this is a devastatingly sad story. And it's a story that needs to be told.
It is a story that needs to be told. And who better to tell it?
Than us. Than now. So, the history of white slavery goes back as far as time itself. We are talking about our heritage.
Yes.
And so, we're free at last. Free at last.
'Cause I'm a creep.
The Caucasian spiritual.
I'm a weirdo.
Now, slavery sort of begins when humans start farming in the Neolithic age, where basically they suddenly have surplus goods.
Slavery is like one of the first things that people come up with.
Yes.
Before anything else.
Before the wheel. It's quite funny that we invented slavery before the wheel. Because we needed someone to build the wheel for us.
Yeah.
The guy who comes up with the wheel is not going, well, I'm going to do that.
Kind of one of the first ideas just ever.
You do it.
I don't want to do it.
I don't want to do it. You do it. Yeah. Fuck off. You
I'll do it.
Yeah. So when people start farming and they create excess goods, then suddenly they have a reason to employ people to make it for them.
Yeah.
And that's the start of the modern economy, I
Right.
suppose. So there's even like...
And it's efficient.
Well, yes. Yeah.
If you're trying to make profit or produce, having workers who you don't have to pay, it's so good for the business model.
Unbelievable business model.
Yeah.
Before we get into it, let's just say now, slavery, economically, fantastic.
Just say, like this business, we're now employing people full time.
Yes,
we would make more money if they were slaves.
Slavery was legal. Yeah.
Because if they were slaves, they also wouldn't have to work 9 to 5. We could work them the whole time.
Yes.
It would be much better for the business.
It's a phenomenal business model. Okay? It would be very funny to go on like a Scott Galloway podcast or a Stephen Bartlett podcast and be like,
this is what young startups, young CEOs, this is my one advice.
Yeah.
Enslave your labour.
Slave labour. Slave labour. Human trafficking. Slave labour. Okay? Because
take people from countries with families where they won't
be missed. Yes.
And then get them locked up in a basement.
Yeah.
Get them working. It's a phenomenal
what
business.
What else is Romania
the profit
for?
margins.
Why is it there? Okay, it's free labour.
Yeah.
So this sort of begins as the sort of story as old as time, but really the beginning of the first sort of grand puppet master of white slavery is Otto the Great. We return to the Holy Roman Empire, the First Reich. He is one of the first...
Is there not anything in ancient history? We've gone to the 10th century, but there's been white slavery.
Well, I suppose
the Egyptians have
the Romans are enslaving Egyptians, and maybe
the Romans must have taken Britons as slaves.
We can't know.
We can't know. We can't possibly know.
We can only assume.
So we're skipping ahead to Otto the Great to try
because
and
this is
There's been so much white slavery. We're skipping a lot.
Yes, listen. We want to get because we only have 2 episodes. Say then. Sorry, I don't want to miss out any.
Think about Yorick and Varvik who got enslaved.
But we're talking about the white slave trade,
right?
Okay, that's what it's the commerce of selling people that look like you and me. Yeah, for money.
I mean,
this is devastatingly sad. This topic, okay?
Because genuinely, I didn't really understand why everyone was so upset about slavery until I realised it might happen to me.
Yeah, and it did happen to you.
And now I'm like, wow, slavery is an issue.
Well, this slavery is an issue. White slavery is terrible, and there needs to be more spoken about it. Genuinely, last night. I went on Spotify to try and find a podcast to listen to about white slavery. I typed in white slavery. Do you know the only thing that came up?
What?
Our podcast. We touched on it briefly in the Gordon of Khartoum episode. Okay? We are...
Wait, is that the research you did for this podcast?
Yes, I re-listened to 10 minutes of our own podcast. and it confirmed all my existing prejudices.
This is brilliant.
This is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
That's the definition of an echo chamber.
We're just
listening to
our own podcast and doing it again. No, but we are breaking new ground.
This is us talking about Alec Douglas Hume.
Yes, again.
Yeah.
Where are the other history Where is Dan Snow? Where is the rest of history? You're cowards.
You are cowards.
This is history that needs to be told.
Yeah.
Okay. So Otto the Great, this is when the slave trade as we know it, as we have evidence for, begins.
Yeah.
I'm sure there is much slavery in the ancient world.
Yeah.
Okay. But this is white slavery as commerce, as we know it, as we understand it.
Yeah.
You know, the legacy of white slavery today.
Yeah.
One that I can't help but see.
So is this the long road to Ules?
This is the long road to Ules. Yeah. This is, and many times in this story, you will have to pinch yourself. Are you still talking about...
Is that today?
Are you talking about 14th century Moorish Spain or Sadiq's London? And the parallels are striking. The parallels are shocking. History does not... rhyme, echo, but it rhymes.
Yes.
Whatever it is.
It doesn't repeat,
History
but it
doesn't
rhymes.
repeat, but it rhymes. Okay. Let's get into Otto the Great, Otto the First of the Holy Roman Empire. We're in the 10th century, a time period that we never really... It's hard to get much stories out of this because it's the Dark Ages, and it's called the Dark Ages because white people were enslaved.
Hold up. So who's calling him Otto the Great? That's deeply problematic.
Well, yes.
You know, Christopher Columbus Day, that was taken away because he was naughty. What about, where's the revisionism about Otto the Great?
Yeah, Thomas Jefferson, the boss, you know. What are we just giving these slave owners? What is it, Charlie?
Swing Low Sweet Chariot is a slave song, a coded slave song.
Yes. Yeah.
Did you know that?
I didn't know that. And now we
no
sing
idea.
that at Twickenham for the rugby.
Why?
Because that's us taking our heritage of slavery and expressing our community's values.
Yeah.
You know?
Through song.
Through song. That's what they'd sing in the fields of the Holy Roman Empire. Swing low, sweet chariot.
Yeah.
That's what English slaves are singing while they're...
They're not.
We'll get to that,
They're
Charlie.
not. They're singing Green Day. They're singing American Idiot. I don't want to be an American idiot.
Yeah, no, that's slave music. Emo is slave music. But
Jason
we'll
Mraz, I'm Yours. These are Caucasian spirituals.
Evanescence. Wake me up inside.
I can't wake up.
Yeah, that's another.
Save me.
That's another Caucasian spiritual. Genuinely, my personal trainer Tyreek, he played that in the gym the other day, and I went, "Sorry, sorry, it's nothing sacred." Do you understand how triggering that song is?
Yeah.
You're currently telling me what to do, and you're playing Evanescence. Do you understand the legacy that you're dealing with, the toxic history? Yeah, that's a Caucasian spiritual, and you're playing that while you're ordering me to do a Bulgarian split squat. Okay, I could have
and Bulgaria is where most of the white slaves were taken from.
Yes, exactly. I will have you sanctioned by David Lloyd. I've already emailed them twice. The HR departments. Okay, I have been racially abused. This is a microaggression on a grand scale. Anyway, sorry to bring Tyreek into this. Otto I is crowned the Holy Roman Emperor in 962.
What a year.
What a year. What else happens in 962?
962.
Who fucking cares about 962?
962.
The 60s.
Is that after fucking, what's his name, Charlemagne?
I tell you what, it's before the Great Schism, about 100 years before the Great Schism.
And it's after Charlemagne.
Is it after Charlemagne? Charlemagne's in the 9th century, I think.
This is real nerd history.
It's real non-verbal stuff, this.
Yeah.
Anyone who's listening to this going, I know, you have nothing going on in your life.
Yeah, if you're anything from the year after the fall of Rome till 1066, that should be...
Let's have it in 4 figures. Do you know what I mean? This 3-figure stuff.
Yeah, it should be like 3 bullet points for this whole...
Genuinely, like... 20 BC, fine. 20 AD, fine. That's all Roman Emperor stuff. When it gets into the hundreds, fuck the hundreds.
Yeah.
Fuck the hundreds.
That whole 1,000 year.
Fuck, that millennium can fuck off. Second millennium is where it all starts. Right. So Otto I is crowned Holy Roman Emperor in 962.
But do you think you're blacking that out because of the trauma?
You're right. You're right.
If you really want to...
God, this is going to be such a tough episode. I've got to look this history in the eye and confront it. You're right. I'm just skipping over, you know, in the same way that you talk to African Americans and they don't really want to talk about anything before 1980. You know, I don't really want to talk about.
Yeah,
my
I wish
history.
I could. You know, time traveling might be fun for you, but for us,
you know,
there's no point in
take me back to a time before 1066. No, thank you. You know, there's a whole 1,000 years I don't want to go near. So, Otto the Great is the first person who expands the Holy Roman Empire eastwards. It is genuinely the first Lebensraum.
Yes, 100%.
It is
100%.
So the Holy Roman Empire, when he comes to power, is like Berlin's not a city yet, but the area of Berlin that kind of
this
slice.
is the Second Reich.
It's First Reich.
First Reich.
First
Sorry.
Reich. Second Reich's Bismarck.
Bismarck. Yeah. So this is literally.
This is literally
First
the First
Reich.
Reich. The First Reich's
Lebensraum.
Lebensraum is genuinely what he does. So what's now Berlin, and I think it's the Elbe River. So it's sort of a slice of Eastern Germany. He goes into there, and who lives there is the Slavic tribes, the Elbe Slavs.
Right.
And he goes in there, and he sort of uses the fact that he's Christian and they're pagan as just cause to enslave all these people. He says like
pagan is a blanket term for people who just worship their local tree. Yes, it can be anything really. That's
white
not
tree
Christian.
huggers.
Yes,
druids.
Yeah, white voodoo.
Yeah, and he goes into these lands and he says submit or be enslaved. I think. Yeah. And that is where the etymology of the word slave comes from. Slavs, the first slave.
Real Douglas Murray stuff. This.
Whose story is this to tell?
Yeah.
That's the slave is our word.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. And by our, I mean Eastern Europeans who I feel no connection with at all.
Of course. They are. I still view them as slaves.
I employ them to build my house. They're terrific workers. And they do take less money. Anyway. You know, if you start getting into, there's that great Bill Burr bit about a commentator on the NBA who starts talking about quick twitch muscle fibers,
yes,
and he's always trying to bring up slavery as to why black people are better at basketball. That's what I'm doing that with Polish builders.
No. If you're commenting on a white player, it's all cerebral.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all they just read the game differently.
Yeah.
You know,
he sees shapes in his head, and he's like, he can just jump really fast. His dad was a slave. That's how I think about Polish builders.
Yes,
I'm like, there's a millennium.
There's a fast twitch muscle. There's
quick twitch muscle fibers, and that's how they can get up scaffolding so quickly. He goes into what's now Eastern Germany, Brandenburg, and he sort of pushes the boundaries out, and he goes right up to the border of Poland, and he takes these Slavs, and he starts selling them because they're pagan, and there's this huge trade route.
That's a pagan.
It's like you're like a dickhead or an idiot is a pagan.
Pagan.
Yeah, pagan.
Yeah, fuck.
Is that patois? Is it?
It's not patois.
It's like London.
It's like London
Pigeon.
Yeah.
London slur for a dickhead is a pagan.
Pagan. Right.
Pagan.
Yeah, pagan.
Is it? I've missed that.
Yeah.
Not my
so it's coming back. And when people call me that, I'm like, the white slavery, this is all coming back now.
God.
Right.
I mean, we are going to deal with some hard words in this episode.
The B word.
Okay. We are going to, well, there's the S word as well. We'll get into that.
Yeah.
So the whole slave trade that Otto the Great kind of initiates, it will go all the way through modern day France into modern day Spain, which at this point is Spainistan. It's run by the Moors. Right. So, but this whole trade is run by Jewish merchants. Again, this is explosive stuff. This is really explosive stuff. This is ethnic whites being sold to Muslims via Jewish intermediaries. This cannot get into the wrong hands, this stuff.
It's a magic trick with all the cups, mixing them up.
Yeah.
Jews, Muslims, Christians. It's like randomised. Who's going to be doing what?
Oh, it'd be lovely to see a very racist magician, wouldn't it?
Who's going to be transporting who to who?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, didn't expect it that way around.
Wow. Flip reverse it. Uvuno reversed.
Fair play. It was maybe it's opposite day.
Well, it was opposite millennium. That's why we don't like this. Okay, so the Jewish Radhanite, they were allowed to code switch between Islamic and Christian lands.
Code switch like Quentin Tarantino speaking to black people.
Yes,
that's
exactly.
The sort of...
Yeah.
Oh shit,
man! The movie theaters are dying on their ass, bro.
Have you seen him?
Yeah, of course I've seen it. Yeah,
good.
Yeah. So now the Jewish merchants they're allowed to travel between the Islamic and the Christian lands by virtue of their Jewishness, and so they now in the Pope in 492 permits Jews to transport slaves on the condition that they were pagans. Right. So there's a constant religious war going on, warring tribes, but the Jews kind of can sort of between the lines they can.
It's the racial tension of white versus white other. You know when you're ticking the boxes racially and there's white other.
Well, white other was That's slave.
That is slave. That's
slave.
pagan. That's slave. It's sort of like
that is on the census now.
Yeah.
I mean, why is white other still there?
Yeah.
That is
That
triggering.
just makes Slavic,
That's
right?
deeply triggering. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. That means ex-slave, basically.
I've ticked white other before
Well, yeah, you kind of are
You
white
kind
other.
of are, though.
because my Danish twins. I'm related to these Danish twin ladies.
Wait, did you put white other to try and help you get work?
No, I guess just like to kind of
What?
honour them and to be because I am related. I mean, I am a bit.
What
white
were you
other.
ticking white other? What were you trying to apply?
Well, because you're related to Scandinavians.
Yeah, two Danish twins. Yeah.
Yeah, but
And do you
they're
think they
still
felt
white.
honoured?
They're still white.
Yeah, but there's white other. There's like it's like an Eastern European thing.
I think
white
it's
other.
actually. I think it's Gypsy, isn't it? Isn't it Romany?
Yeah,
Sort of, yeah.
which is what you know.
You're not.
You're not Romany, but it would make sense.
Actually, yeah, that would make a lot of sense.
So Prague becomes a huge
But
slave
it's
market.
just amazing. The kind of like we've done the brushstrokes of racism, and now it's really getting to fine detailing.
Yes.
So we're just sort of stripping away these kind of stereotypes. We're going now Eastern Europe now. We're doing like the really complicated. It's
Yeah.
now in 4K. It used
Yes,
to
it
be
is.
fuzzy.
No, this is fine precision racism, laser guided drone strike racism, racism that can take out the Ayatollah
yeah.
with the flick of a
Yeah,
button.
it's the Colombian fucking president
Yeah.
getting nabbed. Venezuelan president
it's
getting nabbed.
precision, satellite guided
Yeah.
racism. You in particular, just you. So Prague becomes this huge slave market, but also the city of Verdun in eastern France, which now if you go on Google Maps, it says Verdun known as a World War I battle site.
Of course.
But they are hiding a dark history.
Dark history.
When it was the major white slave port of the 10th and 11th centuries.
It was the centre of the castration of the whites.
Now,
Not metaphorically, literally.
Now, Verdun was the sort of processing centre for Otto's slave trade.
Right.
Okay, so slaves would be taken from the eastern, the Lebensraum.
So
and they
people
would-
in the East getting processed in Germany by the First Reich.
Yeah. You know, Hitler is building on a German tradition.
Sure.
Okay?
Yeah.
Lebensraum, processing centres, going into France.
You can't have jazz without the waltz, without the history of music. Like you have to have something to be playing
You
with.
can't have disco without soul and gospel, you know? And Hitler, you know, Hitler is our disco,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And Otto the Great is our soul.
Sure.
So now Verdun, his speciality, as you said, was on this high value commodity. The most precious white slave there was a castrated white man.
Because he wasn't
a
going to...
eunuch.
Right.
So this is because when they get to Spainistan, the Moors who run there's the Caliphate of Cordoba.
Yeah.
So
Cordoba.
So at this point, pretty much.
And Cordoba's the biggest city in the world at this point, around
Is
this
it?
time.
So
Well,
about
it's one of them.
about 75% of Spain is Moorish. So North
It's
Africa.
like the most advanced. It's got street lamps.
And
800 years before.
And all of Spain's most beautiful cities are. You can see this Arabic influence from this time. So Granada and Andalusia and all that. So I think basically like the Basque country is not Moorish, but the rest of Spain pretty much is at this point. Now, what they value eunuchs highly because they want to use these men as bodyguards and slaves for the female quarters, because in Islamic law, obviously, it's men and women are separate.
Right.
So you can biologically trust a eunuch not to get up to any funny business.
Yes.
So in Verdun,
Enforced non-binaryism.
it's enforced non-binaryism.
Yeah.
Right, let's just let that sink in now.
Well, I'm just trying to think. Charlie 100% would have been a white slave. He's just got that mentality to him.
In a good way.
Yeah, sure.
If you want.
But I do think I'd trust him more if he was castrated, wouldn't you?
As a producer, I think it would help no end if you had your balls cut off.
It would be. I just think it would be a lot more. I think you'd get a lot more done. I do think
so much more done.
Yeah. Obviously, it wouldn't be a nice experience for you, Charlie, but I do think.
What do they say? How you only use like 12% of your brain? Castrated, you'd use at least 80% of your brain.
But I just think maybe we could trust him more when he's not at work. To maybe be, living a more healthier life.
Now,
not spending every weekend out fucking sticking his dick in a bush. Because you won't have one.
No. Now,
or have it locked up in the office.
The other thing,
and you can maybe have it back if you behave yourself.
I'd like to have it back sometimes.
So eunuchs also couldn't start a rival dynasty to threaten the Islamic rulers.
Yes.
Now this is quite explosive. In Sharia law, Muslims are forbidden from castrating other humans,
Right.
but they're not forbidden from buying humans who have already been castrated.
Right.
So they basically get the French to do their dirty work for them, right? The Spain-Inistanis.
It's a great loophole.
So in Verdun, they they have this surgical center where they castrate Slavs in order to then send them on to Cordoba.
Yeah.
Now, castration surgery in the 10th century.
The delicate art.
We're looking at a picture. We're looking at a picture now.
I don't know what I expected.
Yeah.
But that's kind of. I thought there'd be something more.
I also thought the victim would be a boy rather than a turban wearing man.
Old man.
Anyway.
Yeah, so the image we're looking at is there's a kind of 50-year-old man with a brown beard.
Yeah.
Chopping off
with a Gurkha knife.
Yeah, with a Gurkha knife, chopping off a guy who's lying in bed who looks in his 70s or 80s, which is quite harrowing. This is very much Harold Wilson energy.
Quite an accurate penis though for the age, I think,
and quite a good it doesn't seem like quite a young penis for an old man.
Yes, he does seem like he's got a young.
What I don't think is strange is how much he's bloody loving it.
Yeah. Oh. Well, this could just be early medieval kink.
And I don't understand why they both have such a deadpan look in their eyes.
But this is the point.
It's almost as if this is sort of every day.
But it is in Verdun. This is boring.
Why does it look like he's getting a haircut?
Now, the mortality rate is incredibly high, about 80% of people, because there's no anaesthetic and there's no penicillin or anything or antiseptic. Yeah. Which means it just drives the price up because it's incredibly scarce to get a finished product, a castrated boy, right? So, and this is something that does not happen in the other slave trades. You know,
do you not think?
The eunuch industrial complex is a uniquely white experience.
What is it about the whites that make you want to chop?
What is it about the whites that you want us to chop our knobs off? Yeah, what is it about us? Is it because they're sort of average sized?
Yeah, what's going on?
You think you can just get rid of it?
Yeah. Is it because it's like, well, he's not even using that?
Yeah, well, you can't be using that.
Well, you're not even using it.
Yeah, we'll just chop it off. So
is it because white guys are maybe polite? So
well, yeah, I suppose that you look at
no worries. Oh, can I have my penis? No worries if not. Sorry, I'm going to have to take it.
It's just funny. You look at how like those guys who commentate on sports who try and bring slavery into it. It's like the masculinity, the black masculinity racism of like the strong slave, the strong black man. It's the opposite of like the sort of defeatist, the cucked. Excuse me, can I have my balls back? No, it's the inverse of that.
Yeah. Can I have my balls back?
Can I have my balls? No, please.
Fine.
So the primary methods of castration were just cutting with a knife or crushing with a couple of bricks. Yes, Charlie.
How they do it to sheep is they'll basically tie the balls up in a kind of bow and then they just fall off.
Let them fall off. Yeah, that's that.
That seems more advanced than the crushing.
Yeah, crushing and the cutting.
Crushing's crazy because then don't they just sort of sit there mangled?
Boys were placed in sitting positions over hot water to relax their bodies.
Oh, lovely! A lovely bath.
Yeah, and their testicles were crushed and massaged with the fingers until they dissolved.
Oh, hold up.
Oh God! I didn't read that sentence before I read it out loud. Dissolved and were no longer tangible. My balls are intangible.
Why the long face?
My balls are intangible. They have dissolved.
So they dissolved my balls.
They've dissolved my balls. Fuck that.
But also, I like the hot water relaxing and massage. Did they not know that their balls?
This is a sad ending.
Yeah,
this is a very sad ending.
This is the saddest ending to a
fucking
massage.
Racist ending. To prevent the urethra from closing as the wound healed, a hollow tube, often made of bamboo or metal, was inserted, which the patient had to wear for a long period while the wound healed. There is a racialized castration industry in medieval France and Spain. Okay. Explosive stuff. Now, what are the Spain-Inistanis doing with these boys? So the Umayyad caliphs of Spain, they were who was buying them, and they called the European slaves. And I'm going to bring up this word now, and these are not my words. I'm just using it because it's historical fact. Yeah, Sakaliba.
And you're saying that with the hard A.
I'm saying that with a hard A. Okay, Sakaliba refers to fair-haired, light-eyed. I'm very sorry, captives from the Otto Verdun pipeline.
Yeah, I mean that word. It's a word of violence.
You know, words can be violent, and this word is an assault.
Yes, the S word.
We'll
call it the S word.
From here on in, we'll call it the S word.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I will put a trigger warning in the description of this. So the caliphates, as I said, they couldn't in Sharia law. They got round it by buying these S words, but what's fascinating is how they put the white slaves to work. It's not necessarily manual labour here. It's bureaucratic labour.
That's amazing.
It is funny how the stereotypes.
Look, slavery, transatlantic slave trade. It's not funny. It's very serious. White slavery.
Well, none of this is funny.
It's quite funny. It's quite funny that white people have been enslaved, that you chopped our knobs off and made us do your taxes. I mean, that is funny.
Well, listen, it is funny.
Because when you hear about white slavery, what's that? Is that what? You get some cuck to do your taxes? Yes.
Yeah,
it is that.
What, you mean you're putting us... What, we fucking rowing ships? No. We'll cut your knob off and you do our tax return. Right, okay, fine. I mean, yeah, if Epstein had cut his balls off, he was just an excellent accountant.
Yes.
You know? But they did also use Slavic slaves to create like a military corps. But mainly it's an administrative force.
Sure.
That is, so you have an administrative force. Who they all speak like this?
Because they got their balls chopped from.
Vietnam.
Yeah. You do really need to send your invoices. And we need to process the receipts, or else we can't claim the tax back.
Yeah, exactly. That is slave chatter. But then you
Master,
start thinking,
you really need to stop.
Then you start thinking that, you know, the Bee Gees, is this Caucasian spiritual music?
You need to invest your money.
Because you can't tell by the way I use my walk, I'm a woman's man. That is
being
deeply...
a slave.
Being a slave. Yeah, so the S words are forced to serve in a multitude of different ways. Servants, craftsmen, mercenaries, caliphs' guards.
Harem concubines, enforced slave cucks. Maybe that's where the cuck fantasy comes from in a sort of traumatic, generational trauma way. Being the harem
like a
concubine.
rape fantasy?
No, it's more if you're like a eunuch in a harem.
Yeah.
This is just loads of Arab orgies, and you've got no knob, and you're there holding drinks probably.
Yeah.
So you're kind of the ultimate cuck. Is there ever more of a cuck than witnessing an orgy with no knob?
Yes,
that
you're
is
right.
sort of.
But you're not isn't a cuck, to be a cuck you have to get pleasure out of it.
I know, but I feel that relationship is probably where a lot of sexual kinks, right? They're responding to trauma.
Well, yeah,
so it's probably a way of processing the kind of imprinted
intergenerational trauma rape
of holding a wine as there's a giant orgy and you've got no knob.
That's why I will not watch Mia Khalifa group sex videos. Because I'm doing my ancestors a disservice. Yeah.
No, you will watch them, but you're Paul Golding it.
Yeah. My wife walks in on me with my back turned with some porn playing. What are you doing? I'm taking a stand. I will not watch this group sex. Okay, then why are you playing it? Because I'm taking a statement.
Why are you playing it really loud and wanky?
Yeah.
And why are you looking at it in the mirror?
Because I'm making a statement. Right? So harems of women, Muslim women, are guarded by like genitalless white men. Yeah. So it's like the inverse of Gaddafi's Amazonian guard.
Yes. Yeah.
Where he's using women with big tits.
Yes.
And the women with big tits are using men with no dicks. Don't worry, ladies. Hello, ladies. So female slaves, which again that happens. The female slaves, they could either be domestic servants.
Sex slaves.
Classic. I mean, this is sort of the birth of human trafficking as well, really.
This is pre-Liam Neeson as well.
So there's no one to come in to find you. You know? They can't call you.
Yeah.
They just have to stand there and go, oh no.
I guess it is interesting.
I've got a particular set of skills, but I've got no way to tell you that.
That does change, because I guess the modern stereotype of Romania is a lot of human trafficking, right?
Yes.
But it's a long and venerable history.
Yeah, well,
I didn't realise that it was like... You think it's just kind of a post-Soviet aberration or something.
No.
This is a long old...
Andrew Tate is the latest in a line.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, and then it basically, if a woman in slavery gave birth to her Muslim master's child, then the child would be born free and she could no longer be sold as property. Yeah. So that was there was an element of social mobility, if you want a better word, in this slavery. There's also... what's called a Kian, which is a female slave who is educated to be an entertainer, which was the rarest type.
Right. So what, is it sort of like one-liners?
Or belly dancing.
Tin
I
Vine
don't know.
stuff.
Yeah, maybe. So Otto the Great profits enormously, right? Because the caliphate in Cordoba pay him silver coins. So basically the economy of the First Reich is built on the white slave trade.
It's a great, look, we have to respect, as white people, we have to respect a great business model.
We do.
As traumatic as it is.
But also, you look at what this pays.
Smart.
He builds Magdeburg Cathedral. Charlie, can you get a picture of Magdeburg Cathedral up? This is one of his great achievements architecturally on the backs of white labour. Right. Okay? Unpaid white slave labour.
The one note, it is white people doing it.
Yes.
So it would be hard for us to claim reparations.
But reparations now is what I'm saying.
We also don't know who we're related to. We don't know if we're related to the Slavs or Otto the Great.
It's not about who we're not about related
so
to
I don't know
them.
who's going to pay us. We might have to pay ourselves reparations.
Well, that's fine.
Because
I've got two companies. I'll put it from one to the other. You know, can you take reparations as a dividend?
I don't. Yeah, I think maybe that's
an accountancy question.
We need the administrative slave force to work on that.
Well, that's the problem. I don't have my eunuchs. Where are my high-pitched accountants when I need them? Excuse me. Can I put
You should pay yourself about $8,000 in salary because that's tax-free, and then the rest is dividends.
And dividends are taxed at a lower rate, up to 35,000. Can I pay reparations as a dividend? Phoebe, can you make a note of that? Okay. If I want to pay myself a slave reparation, will my accountant freak out? What on earth is that? You want to take that to HMRC now?
I don't want to be an American idiot.
Sorry, Sadiq's London. Are you taxing my slave reparation? Because that's what's next. So the caliphate, basically, the silver that goes through Otto the Great's Holy Roman Empire, it builds the Holy Roman Empire's wealth. You know, he funds his army with it. Now the pagans start to crack on to like what's going on here.
Yeah,
and so they realise that if they convert to Christianity, then they're not going to be made slaves because that is the defining feature. You are made a slave if you're white pagan.
Yeah.
So. After about 200 years of this industrial complex, the system collapses as all the Slavic dukes convert to Christianity. And by the late 11th century, the Slavic world is sort of Christian. So the European economy starts to pivot towards agriculture and production. So white slavery has sort of ended, but not from a moral outrage, from an economic one. But it's faded away.
Isn't that always the case?
Yes,
in every single slave trade in all of human history.
And it's very uncomfortable.
Always economic first.
It's very uncomfortable.
What is?
Because we like to think that we wouldn't have done this if we were alive at the time.
We just don't need it.
But
so now the slavery that we have today is making iPhones because we need that.
Yeah.
And when we don't need that, then we'll be like, that was terrible.
Exactly.
But that's just because we found a different way to do it.
Yeah. Did you look for a different way? No. I was too busy scrolling.
It just happened naturally.
I was watching videos.
And we did it up until the last possible point.
Yeah.
And then we said, this is disgraceful.
This is disgraceful. How dare you? Literally, my phone's being taken away. Why are you getting... No, okay, fine. No, it's awful, that. It's absolutely awful. Now, so there's a few hundred years of peace when it comes to the white slave experience. Until
the white slave experience.
The white slave experience.
Finn Taylor's tour show. Finn is on tour in the autumn.
I'm on tour in the autumn. I will be talking about the white slave experience. They're actually my opening act, the band, the White Slave Experience. Do a lot of covers mainly. The Ottoman Empire, which will go on to be one of the main powers,
which we don't really know much about. We should do a big series.
We should do a big series on it.
There's some good stuff.
But what they go on to commit is a disgrace.
Yes, and there's a film called Afarim. It's a Romanian film about white slavery. I would recommend it. It's kind of the depiction of racism. You would absolutely love it. I mean, it's kind of psychedelic, the depiction of racism, because it's in a country where the layers of racism are so rich that there's like the town over, they've got all these slurs made per, probably the most slurs per
square mile. Slur density.
Is in that kind of corner of Eastern Europe where it meets the Middle East.
Of course,
And so it's just
Bosnia, kind of Albania.
And then Yugoslavia. No, it's like they're breaking off into so many different things where it's not about colour, it's about so many other things.
Like the Bosnian, that's why
how thick your eyebrows are.
Yeah.
But that's the most, and basically the premise of it is this Ottoman kind of sheriff is trying to trace an escaped gypsy slave, because the gypsies were enslaved in Ottoman Empire till 1860, 1870, so super recently. And basically because he fucked the master's wife, this gypsy, even though the master's wife was just horny and wanted to get fucked.
Yeah.
And she blamed it all on him. So he's escaped, and it's basically the whole film is trying to capture him.
Right.
And on the journey, they get him, he brings him back, he realizes this is probably not the right thing to do. Gives him back to the master. The master immediately gets a massive pair of garden scissors and chops his knob off.
Well,
it's a great film.
What's it called?
Aphorim. By Radu
Is that our 12 Years a Slave?
In some ways,
Great.
it really
I will
is.
watch that.
I'd highly recommend it.
I'll watch that. Now, the Devshirme system is the forcible relocation of young Christian boys.
Yeah.
What I like about this is that there is some very, very early phrenology, what you call physiognomy, which we touched on in one of the episodes. They are looking for the strongest and most intelligent boys, aged 7 to 20, from Christian families. So boys who are too tall are rejected because they think they're clumsy.
Okay.
Too short, they're weak. Boys
This is Goldilocks theory.
ugly boys is gone.
But is it the view of ugly as being evil or like
And it's an outward sign of bad character.
Yes. Okay.
Because it's physiognomy.
Yeah.
And if you speak too many languages, then you're too clever. So it's a real baby bear porridge situation.
Yep.
So these boys are taken to Istanbul, circumcised, converted to Islam, taught Turkish, and then educated.
Which I guess now we're going to Istanbul to get your hair transplant and a lot of those sort of surgeries. So there's a history there of white people being taken there for surgery.
The first Turkish hairlines.
Well, you're having a bit, I guess you haven't taken off, and now you're having it added.
But these men are going back and they're thinking, when is this going to grow back? And it's like, this is a 2-year process.
Sure.
So the Ottoman government are forbidden from taking only children. So it's only if you've got siblings that you're stolen.
Okay.
But you're sorted into two special types. You've got the Janissaries, who are the army, and then the bureaucrats. Yeah, so again, you've got people going to the army, and you've also got bureaucrats doing your taxes.
You'd be the bureaucrat, do you reckon?
I hope so.
Yeah. In the slave army, I think we'd probably both be the bureaucrats.
I want to get onto this early physiognomy, right? Because Ibn Batlan, again, an early Islamic...
Ibn Buttman.
Ibn Buttman, Ibn Bustin, an early Islamic chronicler. He writes a guide.
They love. This is a period where
they're always doing it.
They're the only people chronicling stuff.
Yeah,
they're the witness to all this stuff.
So, how to purchase a slave, right? And this is a guide which identifies desirable traits.
Which, when you're watching films, everyone says you couldn't write that these days.
Yeah,
this is one of those things where I don't think you could write. You couldn't make that today.
No, you couldn't. You could not publish a book called How to Purchase a Slave now. Right?
You could not write a treatise.
The publishing industry has been ideologically captured.
Yeah.
Right, so desirable traits, women from North Africa and the Caucasus if they're young. They possessed excellent soft skin and a natural aptitude for grace, making them ideal for the bedroom. So this is early Eastern European sex trafficking.
Sure.
The Greek women are highly praised for their intelligence, their organisational skills and their domestic management.
What's going on here?
He didn't get everything right.
Sure.
But again, this is the 10th century.
So it's the tail end of there's still a little bit of energy left in the Greeks.
I suppose these women have been separated from Greece, so they have been saved, I suppose. The undesirable traits, again, these are not my words. The Armenians, what he calls the worst of the whites. The worst of the whites.
The worst.
Ibn launches a scathing critique of Armenian slaves, warning buyers away from them. Please, my friend, no, please, no.
Not for you.
No. He said they are. This is tripe. The Armenians are tripe. He claims that despite being white and, quote, sometimes beautiful, Armenians are, quote, useless for pleasure, they're possessed coarse natures, and they're inherently wicked and difficult to manage.
Inherently wicked's pretty devastating.
Useless for pleasure. And he thinks that the Sakalipa, the S words,
thank you,
they might be physically striking, but their temperaments are cold.
Right,
so
that makes sense.
I think he's judging these slaves on concubines, right? Sex slavery.
Right.
So he's saying,
he's thinking about Baltic people, right?
That's
beautiful but cold.
Well, yeah, he's onto something.
Yeah.
So he's looking at Russian women going, well, yeah, she's fit, but can I live with her? It's like Alan Partridge and Tatiana, or whatever she's called. Now, he writes a guide as to how you would go through a slave market and look for defects in a white slave.
Like slave trading for dummies.
Yeah, exactly. Buying a second-hand car, all right? Or getting a hire car and you walk around it and you're looking for scratches, okay? So you have to examine the women like livestock, smell a slave's breath. I don't know what's. I
guess it's the gut health.
Maybe.
Yeah.
You know.
General health.
Check the armpits for body odor. No,
It's like a football medical,
she's obviously
right?
French. Get rid of her.
Yeah.
Examine the firmness of the flesh, the color of the gums,
Yeah.
and ensure the woman did not have any digestive issues.
Yeah.
So if you're on auction and you fart, you're out. No, absolutely not.
Unless you're a flatulence slave.
A flatulence entertainer.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the rare cases you
Rachel the
have a
farter.
Yeah. If the whole point is your ability to fart, then
Queefing for the court. Queefing for the entertainment of the king. The court queefer. You know, there's the court jester. There's also the court queefer. And court queefer, of course, is one of is an African American name.
beautiful African
Beautiful name. Court queefer. We just welcomed a daughter into our lives. She's called Court queefer. What was it, Charlie?
Queefer Jackson.
Court queefer Jackson as I live and breathe. Oh yeah, no, she's a plump best friend in a rom-com. Court queefer. Yes, Charlie.
If you're a slave, is it better, do you think, to pretend? Like, I mean, if you've got a slave and it's acting like it loves it,
Yeah.
or it loves it.
Do you mean as the sort of defense tactic that if you're in a fight, you go like,
Fuck yeah.
fuck yeah.
Well, you think you're Beethoven's brother in slavery?
Yeah.
Had worse Mondays. Yeah. Being whipped on a slave ship. Oh yeah. Oh,
Well, do you think that's a good tactic?
I've got an itch just there, actually. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
As a slave,
That's what Bond does in when he's getting his
Yeah.
balls whipped. I mean, yeah. You seen that Bond? Which Bond film is he? When he's getting his
Casino
balls
Royale.
whipped, and he's like, "Oh, I've got a scratch just there." Ha! I'd love to think that's what I do, but I know it will.
No.
I know it isn't. I know it isn't.
Please stop, please.
No, I'd
Stop.
I'd
Kill
poo,
me.
I'd poo, and then they'd be like, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" I'd poo everywhere.
You
Through the
try
hole
and
in the chair, they'd be like, "Oh, don't do that." And
I'd
I'm
try
like,
and be
"I'm sorry."
so pathetic
Yeah.
that they'd let me.
I'd have
Like,
snot in my mustache. It'd be
like I
awful.
got into a Berlin nightclub. They were going to turn us away, but
Yeah.
then I tried to get my ID out, and about 50 coins fell out of my wallet, and then I went down to try and get the coins, but we were standing on like a metal grate,
Oh, no.
so the coins all went down, and then I looked up at the bouncer, and they're like, "You can go."
You have to
so
go.
that's probably how I try and get out.
Yeah.
It's so pathetic. It's like this is.
Well, that's
no
actually
fun.
where Daniel Craig was being tortured. Was in the bottom of the back room of that Berlin nightclub.
I made up a language to get into a Berlin nightclub with my friend.
Really?
Everyone else got turned away, and me and my mate were going, harabata.
Harabatar.
Was that like sim talk?
Pretty much,
How about the dag?
We were like having like a really serious chat. It looked like we were like really getting into something really serious.
Well,
It was like,
do a bit of the serious chat.
Yeah.
Okay, see,
I'd
so
say
you're-
that's ambiguous. Like when the terrorists are talking in a film,
yeah.
and that's what you hear.
Well, when you've just woken up and you've been kidnapped.
Yeah, and you hear this.
The point, chop balls off.
But then Berlin night is famously random, isn't it?
Is it?
Unless you spill your fucking wallet everywhere, and then they go, no, fuck off. Now, so just to recap before we get into the final part, which is the which is sub-Saharan Africa.
Yeah.
Just to recap, so you are a white pagan in the Lebensraum area of the First
So this is the
Reich.
second person right now.
Yes.
This is
You. I'm talking to you, the listener. Take yourself
are-
back 1,000 years,
Yeah.
and someone like you
Yeah.
would have been in the Slavic corridor
Yeah.
of the Holy Roman Empire. You would have been captured by Germans, taken to the hands of Jewish merchants, taken to Verdun, where you would have been forcibly castrated with no anaesthetic.
Yeah. Or
You,
processed.
somehow you survived, processed to put it in other words, survived, rarely, but you did. You were then marched south across the Pyrenees to Spainistan.
Yeah.
There you may have been purchased by an Arab desert caravan
Yeah.
and taken to Morocco,
Yeah.
where you crossed the Sahara Desert by a camel, and you may have ended up in the insanely wealthy West African empire,
The Songhai Empire
of Mansa Musa.
and Mansa Musa's
Now we
Mali
should talk
Empire.
about Mansa Musa and Mali because this is
Because
fascinating.
he's Jeff Blackos, right? That sort of.
Yes, he's Jeff Blackos. Yeah, he's the richest man who ever lived. They
Yes,
think.
yeah.
West African
He
empire.
was literally sitting on a gold mine.
He controlled all of gold and salt.
Yes.
Crucially, basically in the world. So I think he's the only person who's ever been in complete control of global currency.
Oh right.
In that he has all the gold.
And when
that
he
they know
would
about.
travel whenever it would be sort of like when Taylor Swift comes to town and there's like a economic earthquake.
Caravan, yeah.
When he travels through a country, he completely destabilises their economy because he's basically handing out so much money. It rises inflation. It completely fucks the whole thing.
When he goes to, he does a big pilgrimage to Hajj in 1324, goes through Cairo, hands out so much free gold that
it collapses the economy.
It takes 12 years to recover. She's like Oprah. He's just you get a car, you get a car. You know? So he would take white slaves, but in the West African empires of the 14th century, white slaves, it's probably the best place to be a white slave.
Okay.
In that you weren't, you were the highest worth because you were rootless, because you were so far from home.
Yes.
You could basically you'd be like a loyal servant.
There's no tribe that you're going to run back to.
No, and you wouldn't try and you couldn't take over. Yeah. So he would be you'd be
the most loyal slave.
Yes, you'd be the most trusted. So you would actually have access to the inner court. So, you know, this is probably, if you were a court queefer in Mansa Musa's slave, you know, you probably had quite a good life.
Yeah.
Indian slaves, it must be said, were much lower positions.
Right.
Because this is whites are not the only slaves in this time. But we are the least talked about.
Yeah. No one likes to bring it up.
No one likes to bring it up, but apart from us. So now, as you had the S words going down to Spain, you also had, of course, sub-Saharan Africans coming up towards the North Africa. North Africa is sort of that's like the hub. That's like the Clapham Junction for slavery. Yes. In that you've got sub-Saharan black Africans coming up, East Africans coming up, and then you've got Mediterranean whites going down. So the
Arabs are the big slave traders historically. Yeah. Across that's the connecting factor with all sorts of slaves.
If you want to Douglas Murray it fully, if you still, after all this, have not got out of your dinner party, you say, well, the Arabs invented slavery, the whites just took it and industrialized it. So that's what you say. Yeah. All right? I'm not saying that, I'm just saying I'm giving you another option. Right?
And their numbers are higher than ours.
Yeah.
They've enslaved far more people than we did.
The Arabs. Yeah. Yeah, and we ended it. So can I leave now? Can I leave now?
Don't ask ChatGPT, ask Grok. Because I know Grok will confirm.
ChatGPT is biased. Yeah.
Grok's the only
ask Errol Musk.
Yeah.
Literally. Obviously.
I mean, his son made Grok.
Grok is Errol Musk.
It is, in a way, it's the lineage of, if you want to pierce through the shit and have something, an AI with searing clarity, it's Grok.
Yeah, it's Grok, yeah. Elon's just gone, what was it like when I asked my dad anything?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'll just make that
into
an AI.
Yeah. Grok should be called common knowledge.
Yeah, it should be. So, the reverse flow of the S words southward is a huge component of this economy. And now let's get into some the beauty ideals, because in sub-Saharan Africa, again, I find this fascinating that even in the wherever we are now, the 14th century, you know, today the conversation around beauty. Today I am
white slave.
Even the conversation around beauty standards is as if like it's something that's only been happened since the British Empire.
Yes, all of this.
Yeah, whereas in fact, white beauty, that idea, is valued highly in countries where they're rarer.
Yeah, of course.
So, like the Mali Empire, the Ottomans, they're buying Eastern Europe, and it is Eastern European women.
Yeah,
you have this theory that they're the most attractive.
Yeah, probably, but it's also like, I don't know. I think it's a frustration with what happened with the UK because it's sort of uncanny valley. When you look at like a Ukrainian, and they look back at you, it's like they're looking in a circus mirror.
Yes, it is.
It's like I have all of the same features, but you're hot and I'm ugly. What's gone on there?
Yeah, what's happening? And this is why British women are never enslaved as sex slaves.
You look at Odegaard and you look at Emil Smith Rowe. They're the same person, but there's just something
a bit off about.
There's something just
it's like you've gone like that on an iPhone. And you just sort of like fuck their
what
face a bit.
What happened with the set? Like.
But this is why and we'll get to this next episode when we talk about the Barbary pirates, the only British people who are enslaved are Cornish.
Makes
sense. The ugliest. Biggest heads.
Yeah.
Okay? You know, they're looking down the south coast, they're thinking Kent, nah. It's Brighton, nah.
Yeah.
Dorset, meh. We found them.
Yeah.
This is our workforce. These are people who are oxen trapped in the body of people. You know, you look at a Cornish, but I've been in like a Cornish soft plays, right? And you see these kids, and I'm there with my wanky London kids, right? Feeble little things.
Yeah.
And these whole milk fuckers are barreling around. And you think, yeah, of course these people were enslaved. Again, it's the quick twitch muscle fibers.
Is this what you're saying to the other adults?
This is what I'm saying there. I'm like, you realise why your kids are so much bigger? It's because you were slaves.
But I was looking at them. I'm like, of course they're enslaved. Look at the size.
Look at the size of them. You got slave heritage. You realise that?
Fucking
you should have a different soft play. You should segregate. It's not fair.
Hard play for them.
They should be fucking They should be parkouring around granite.
It should be a skate park.
Yeah, these guys should run around a skate park, bash their heads into stone. So the North African slave hub, okay, will reach its peak in the 16th century, where after the evacuation. Is it the evacuation or the fall of Granada, which is where
the Reconquistas
ends,
really?
Yeah, Spain-Indistan falls.
Yeah.
The ULEZ cameras are...
Restore Spain.
Yeah. Restore Spain. Unite the kingdom.
Yeah.
So the ULEZ cameras are toppled. And Spain, as we now understand it, is sort of restored.
Sure.
The Moors, the North Africa, the Maghreb, they are moved back into North Africa. They retreat, and this creates this sort of widespread want for revenge from North Africans in these big city-states of what's now Algeria and Libya and Tunisia. So I think it's Algiers, Tunis, Tripoli, and Morocco.
Yep.
Berbers is the first known term for these people, and they are like city-states under the protection of the Ottoman Empire. So they're but they kind of are autonomous as well.
Sure.
They will seek revenge from the fall of Granada, and they will launch these Corsair pirate raids against Spanish shipping, and it becomes this global economy of white slave trafficking. Okay.
And what countries are they taking from?
They're going from Ireland, Italy, and Spain, but we will get into that in the next episode. Okay, we'll get into in the next episode.
You know when you order something online,
and it arrives,
and you arrive, and you're like, it doesn't look like that in the picture. I ordered white slave.
This slave's having a siesta. He's having a nap in the day, and he says that's his HR. I kind of the point
Why
of the slave.
Why have you got a German on the front cover?
I ordered a Slav. I ordered a Polish builder. And a guy in a sombrero's turned up with castanets. I mean, this isn't... Who can I complain to here? Okay?
All the reviews are just furious.
This is furious. I was missold. It's false advertising. Anyway, so Algiers becomes a major naval hub, right? Now, what's fascinating is the echoes of history in that Libya, Gaddafi's Libya.
I wanted to talk about this.
Well, we'll get into the next episode, I think, because
in the war, the
Americans. We will in our next episode. We will be joined by Bemi and Andrew from the We Saw That podcast. Yeah. They will be there to mount the case for the oppressors, and it will be very interesting to take them through this history.
Well,
it'll be an eye-opening discussion for them.
I actually think it's more a chance to confront them.
Yes, exactly. I think so. It's gonna be called Reparations Now, that episode. Where we confront our oppressors, and I really hope we will be able to by the end of it get somewhere for
extend an olive branch.
Yeah, I would just like some acknowledgement from them of the legacy of. I don't even know where I think Andrew might be Nigerian.
Yeah,
anyway,
doesn't matter.
Okay. It's near Mali, I think.
Yeah, nearish.
Yeah, whatever. Now, that episode's already in the Patreon, where for £3 a month, you can contribute to our reparations fund for the abhorrence of white slavery. Yes. Bemi and Andrew will stick around.
The Patreon is reparations.
Yes, it is, reparations. Which I'm paying myself in dividends. I just need to work out whether that is actually tax efficient. Anyway.
This is when you need a fucking dickless fucking white...
I need a fucking dickless guy. Well, actually, you can only pay yourself reparations up to £40,000 before... maybe a change in government will help. Anyway. Yeah. As of yet, HMRC do not acknowledge reparations
as
tax-free.
Yeah.
That is one of the campaigns I am running. You can sign the petition here. Anyway, the next episode on the Patreon, along with our bonus episode that will hit on Friday with Bemi and Andrew, where we're talking about Black Caesar, who's the most famous black pirate. And yeah, that's it for now. I know this has been a tough episode, a confronting episode. Yeah. The echoes of history, the screams of history that we can hear throughout this. It won't get easier in the next episode. But the next episode is genuinely fascinating because the US get involved.
Yes. It's a real fun
one. Really good stuff. Anyway, that's all from us here. I hope you're well. take a minute, take a breath, and we'll see you next time.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.